B101.5, it's D in the morning at 7:19. So I have to tell you, this has been such an interesting week as we have been able to meet one of the most angelic and beautiful souls, 18-year-old Ceili. You've probably seen it on our Facebook page, her story. And we just want to update you on what's going on with this. Jennifer Reynolds is here. She is the director of the Regional Cancer Center at Mary Washington Healthcare and also a kind of a volunteer now with the Fairy Godmother Project as we have seen this story unfold. Got the chance to meet Ceili just the other day, just for the very first time the other day. And Ceili was battling two types of cancer, is still battling cancer, and she has decided to stop treatment. And she made a final wish. And just the most unbelievable thing has happened. And as things have unfolded, it's been so crazy to see this happen. Jennifer, it's interesting to have you here in the studio now because we've kind of all been in contact with each other via text and phone over the last 24 hours. And it's been a crazy couple of days.
It has been amazing.
Yeah.
My phone is blowing up.
I can only imagine how much it is. So kind of let's recap the story here. It was on Tuesday, okay, that Ceili was on our sister station, WFVA, and you actually had an hour-long kind of conversation, sit down with her and the folks over at Fairy Godmother Project, and she's talking about the fact that she decided to stop treatment and that she knew what her fate was going to be with all of that. And then just kind of randomly, you asked her a question.
Well, and she made the decision, she said, because she wanted to spend what time she had with her family and friends and at home. And as we continued to converse, I asked her, what did she want to do with the time she had left? Mm-hmm. And that's when she said she'd like to go see the Rockies.
She'd like to go see the Rocky Mountains. She'd like for her and her family to do that. I mean, just that moment of this is what I would like to do. And I don't know. It's like, Jennifer, we heard that and we took that and then we just said, let's just put that out there. Let's just see what happens. And so what ended up happening, thousands and thousands and thousands of people saw that and took that, and our community then just spread it. I mean, you talk about the word viral.
That term truly is amazing. That term is true. It became viral.
It did.
It did. Andy McConnell, the executive director of the Fairy Godmother Project, she had a pre-planned trip with her children. She doesn't take many breaks, but decided to go and take a little trip with her children before school started. And she just reached out to me and said, can you take the calls? And I felt like I won the lottery. I was so honored. I said, absolutely.
Right.
I know Ceili, and I said I would be so honored to do it, having no idea what that meant. And so the calls, the text messages started coming in. My phone number was the number on the website and on the Facebook page. And the phone calls immediately started coming every 5 minutes. And that's not an exaggeration. I received phone calls, text messages, and it was wonderful. I was so pumped. I felt like I won the lottery.
Yeah, I bet.
It was amazing to me how many people reached out. I have received phone calls from everywhere in the United States. I've received phone calls from CEOs, from airline pilots, from everywhere, from news stations, from Fox News in Colorado that wants to do a story once the family gets there, from people that just want to help. And the most amazing thing, the biggest challenge we had was, first of all, the very first thing that came in was a family that used to live in Ladysmith. They were tagged on the post. And actually, I knew this family. They were tagged on the post. They were the first ones that reached out. They actually run a resort out in Colorado. And they were the first ones that said, we want to make sure that they have an experience here. So they're going to give the family a complete experience, whatever experience they want out in Colorado.
Wow.
You know, horseback riding, whatever it is,
Wow.
whatever outdoor experience. So that's going to happen for the family. So the biggest challenge we had was getting the air flight. She needs a private jet. She can't fly commercial. I had airline pilots calling me, texting me, saying, we're going to make this work. Well, the biggest challenge is the cost of jet fuel. And yesterday, I had a lady in the community call me, and she said, I'm writing the check.
Wow.
Whatever the amount is, I'm writing the check.
And we were talking at first about like $15,000. We weren't talking about a check for $500 or something like that. That's what we were looking at.
Right.
And all of a sudden it became, okay, how do we get $15,000?
Right. Xavier Richardson, who is, works for Mary Washington Healthcare, said to me, Jennifer, you just need so many people to write, 30 people to write $500. And I'm thinking, okay, how do I do this?
How do we get 30
how do
people
we get,
$500?
And so then this lady called me and said, I'm going to write the check.
The whole check?
The whole check. And then another gentleman who owns a company with a jet called and said, I'm going to provide the jet and 2 pilots. Can you provide the jet fuel? And this is what it's going to cost, $10,000. So I got to call that lady back and say, I only need $10,000. And she said, are you sure?
Wow.
And she said, I'll have the check to you by 4:15 this afternoon. She walked in. She said, I don't want you to give my name. I don't want you to know my name. Here is a bank check.
Unbelievable.
And I'm holding a check for $10,000 in my hand.
Yeah. And a wish.
And a wish has been granted for an amazing young woman that now gets to have her final wish. And so, again, to me, it feels like we as a community have won the lottery and we get to give her final wish to her.
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels like. Yesterday, Ted came in and told me about the check late in the day. And tears in his eyes and my eyes. It was just one of those moments of like, oh, okay.
Right.
It was just that.
Right. And when I got to call the family and tell them that Kaylee's wish was granted, this is how remarkable the family is. They wanted me to let you know that this is all wonderful, but really the true story of this family is they want you to know that what is really most for them is that they want you to know that the Fairy Godmother Project is what means the most to them. And then so that if you really want to honor Kaylee, is they want you to reach out and really make a donation to the Fairy Godmother Project in her honor, because the Fairy Godmother Project and pediatric cancer, that's what September is all about, and that's how the story started.
Mm-hmm.
And, they're very thankful that Kaylee's wish is being granted, but we need to remember that there's many children out there still suffering with this horrible disease.
Jennifer, too, it was one of those, we were having these quick discussions about how to make this happen and what we should do and things of that nature. And in the meantime, it crossed my mind. I said, oh, gosh, I would really love to have 18-year-old Kaylee be able to come in and be on the show or sit in after we grant the wish. And how can we do that? And then I thought to myself, I don't actually. What I want her to do is to be able to have the time that she has left, every single second of it, with doing whatever she wants to do with her family and her friends. And so I said, no, I don't want us to take any more of that precious, precious time. I can't imagine what her family's going through. I can't imagine what her friends are going through, what she is going through. But I do know this, that the love that we've seen over the last just couple of days has been heartwarming, to say the least. It really has. And so if you want to donate in her honor, the website is fairygodmotherproject.org. And, of course, there are links on our Facebook page and on our Twitter at @DOnTheB. You can find us there. This is it's been something. And, Jennifer, we know where the story is going. But at the same time, for us to even be a hand in it somewhere is just amazing. It really is.
Right. And Andy McConnell, she is amazing. She's out there every day beating the pavement, trying to get this movement continue to go to support these families, because there's so many families in our own community that are battling this every single day.
No, we're really fortunate to have a Fairy Godmother Project and have Andy in this community.
Absolutely. She is the Fairy Godmother.
Exactly. And we've seen it kind of just, take over the last couple of days. So thank you to the community. Thank you to all of you who shared the post, who picked up the phone, who want to help. And our thoughts and prayers are with Kaylee and her family. And Jennifer, thank you and the Fairy Godmother Project so much for everything you guys are doing.
Thank you for having me and letting me share the update. It's such a blessing. This is what community is, and we are so fortunate to have a wonderful community. So thank you.
Thanks to all of you. And if you want to follow the story, you can do that on our Facebook page and on our Twitter at B1015FM and at D on the B.